little bit of a late start, and we're pretty much out of time now, but I think I can go over a little bit into my break time, because I don't have a 10 o'clock group. So I'll take some of my break out of, to help you a little bit. Okay, so, my concertmaster, and your name is?
Sydney.
Sydney?
Yes.
Okay, Sydney, I really don't think it's necessary for you to count off audibly. In fact, does your conductor in an orchestra ever count off audibly? Okay, so you're wondering how to do that without saying the names of the letters or the numbers, right? Have you ever wondered how to do that?
Well, I know how, but I never practice.
Okay, well, let's practice right now. Let's practice right now. See if you can do it. Okay, go ahead and do it, and then I might offer some advice. So without counting off, see if we can get this. Yeah, so basically good. Basically good. So you want to give that that count, that beat, that extra beat before. It's called the preparation or the prep. You give that prep exactly in tempo. Bum, 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 bum. Very definite up and down. And when her scroll goes down exactly, that's exactly when, yeah, I mean, that's the beat. So, bum, bum. Right? Try it. So, no need whatsoever to count off. All right? You did that really well that time. Good. Hey, how about the very last note? Sydney, did I get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember your name. Okay. Sydney, the very last note of the piece you just finished, the last piece you played.
Winter.
Winter, yeah, the very last thing you did, the last note. Can you bring them in and finish them at the end? Same way. Right, and you actually finished a little bit after she did. So you don't need to look anywhere except to her scroll. That's okay. One more time. That's why she's doing it, for you all to see that. Oh, look. Everybody ready? Better. Okay. Good. So, in fact, it's okay to actually kind of conduct while you're playing. It's all. It would be okay to actually kind of bob your head, bob your scroll as you go along. Cello's bass, at the beginning, we weren't quite together, and you know, were you ahead, behind, or what do you think at the beginning of the piece?
I think we were a little bit behind the violins, viola.
Right. And so how do you not be behind? What's your strategy? Okay, so go ahead and play from the beginning. Basses and cello don't play this time, from the very beginning. And so they have these kinds of rhythms. So there's a first beat, second beat, third beat, fourth beat. Actually, they don't have anything right on the fourth beat. See how your notes line up here? So you're going to have to hear their melody and line up these quarter notes with what you hear. See if you can hear that. Okay, violins and violas, and just listen this time. Okay, and I was actually kind of helping you out a little bit. I was kind of snapping my fingers a little bit. Okay, so you have to hear that and make sure that you don't get behind with yours. Can you play slightly shorter quarter notes? It will help also. Slightly shorter. Leave a space between quarter notes. Come in one more time and see if we can stay together really well. Was it easier to hear that time? Because you really have to kind of focus over here. Yeah. The slower note values, like quarter notes in this case, have to be able to listen to the faster note values, like 8ths and 16ths. You have to be able to hear those really, really clearly. Okay, good. And I'm wondering, we have some dynamic contrast. Maybe we can build in a little more dynamic contrast too. Can you start at 15, everybody? 15. And it's forte here, but at 18, it suddenly goes to piano. So it's loud for 3 measures, then suddenly soft. See if we can get that dynamic contrast this time. Bring him in, Sydney. And since there are 3 really large instruments here, you don't have to produce much. That doesn't have to be very loud at all, does it? Good. Okay. Excellent. I think I'm going to have to let you go. So keep those things in mind. All right? Was no problem bringing the group in that time, was it, Sydney? Excellently done. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.